Greetings to all. Welcome to the channel Maths by Sonu Sir. Okay, now we are at the chapter number 5, derivatives for class 12th. Okay, here we are learning the basics of the chapter number 5, that is the derivatives for class 12th. Okay, in the last video we have learned the introduction. Yes, we have learned the introduction. We have learned the introduction to derivative, but in this video we are learning the basics of the chapter, that whatever the basics of the chapter we'll learn in this video. Okay, now let us start with some formulas. Okay, we're learning the very first one we are learning is ddx of constants, derivative of constant. Constant means the thing which doesn't change with respect to time. Okay, let us suppose I have taken an example 8. I have taken an example 8. Okay, when you were in class 2, you have learned this digit 8. Okay, now you are in class 12. Tell me one thing, this 8 also grown up with your age or not? You have grown up, but this 8 is still 8. It was 8. It is 8 and it will be 8 only. Okay, getting a point. It will be 8 only. Clear? Right? So, it is the constant. Derivative is what? Derivative is whatever change we used to observe in some variable with respect to time. Or here in this complete chapter, let me tell you one thing. In this complete chapter, if nothing is mentioned that we are talking about with respect to, it is obvious that we are talking about with respect to x. That is, we are to observe the change in some variable with what respect? With respect to x only. Okay, getting a point? It is obvious that we are to differentiate some variable with respect to x only. Now, as we know that there is no change in the constant with respect to anything, whether x, whether y, whether z, whether time t. Okay, so the derivative will be what? Derivative will be 0. Yes, the ddx of constant, any constant you used to learn. I have told you this thing, that from A to R, in the last video I have told you, in the 26 alphabets, from A to R, yes, from A to R, they are generally, yes, 99% they are generally treated as what? As constants. Or from S to Z, yes, from S to Z. From S to Z, they are treated as variables. Okay, they are treated as variables. Okay, this alpha, beta, gamma, small delta, big delta, all these are treated as what? They are treated as constants. They are treated as constants. So let us take the example for learning this. Yes, ddx of some constant. Constant is what? 8 here. So the answer is what? 0. Answer is 0. Similarly, we can say ddx of alpha. ddx of alpha. Answer is 0. Answer is 0. Okay, because it is one of the constants. It is one of the constants. Okay, whatever constant is given to you, if we want to differentiate it with respect to x, then the answer will be 0. Okay, now the second one I am taking is, yes, is variable raised to the power constant. Variable raised to the power constant. X is treated as variable and n is what? Constant. N is what? Constant. Whenever there is constant in the there is a constant in the power of a variable. Yes, whenever there is constant in the power of the variable, how will you differentiate it? What change you will observe? You will observe that the power comes down. Power comes down and power is subtracted by 1. Power is subtracted by 1. Take the power down and variable raised to the power in the power, what will be there? Take the power down in the power, decrease the power by 1. Okay, let us take some examples. What will be there in the base? There will be variable. What will be there in the power? There will be constant. How will you do? Take the power down, okay, and decrease the power by 1. Okay, 1 less than 3 is what? 2. So the answer is what? 3x square. Let us take some more example. ddx of x raised to the power 5. It will be what? Take the power down and it is decreased by 1. That is, it will be what? It will be what? 1 less than 5 is what? 4. 1 less than 5 is what? 4. Okay. Now we have learned these two Okay, ddx of constant is what? 0. Or whenever there is a constant in the power of the variable, what will you do? Take the power down and decrease the power by 1. Decrease the power by 1. Okay, now let us understand the third formula, third derivative. Okay, third derivative we are learning is what? Yes, ddx of x. ddx of x. Okay, whatever change you have observed in the variable x with respect to what? With respect to itself. Okay, derivative of something with respect to itself is what? Is 1. Is 1. Let us take some examples. d dy of y. Whenever you differentiate a function, a variable with respect to itself only, the answer is what? The answer is always 1. The answer is always 1. Okay, suppose ddz of z, answer is always 1. Okay, hope so you have understood this also. Okay, now I am proceeding towards the fourth one. Yes, I am proceeding towards the fourth one. Yes, let us learn the fourth formula. Whenever there is constant to the variable power, whenever there is constant in the power of the variable, and it will be not one time, it will be 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. Let us learn the thing. ddx of, suppose you are to differentiate ddx of 5 times x raised to the power 7. What will you do? It is what? It is 5 times x raised to the power 7. Okay, whenever there is constant in the power of the variable, and it is sometimes that is 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. How will you differentiate it? Take the constant out. Take the constant out and do the same we have learned. ddx of x raised to the power 7, because it is not only constant. It is not only constant. If it was only constant, the answer is surely 0, as you are thinking about it. Okay, but this is not constant. This is what? This is x raised to the power 7. But how many times? 5 times. It is x raised to the power 7 plus 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 x raised to the power 7. So we want differentiate it 5 times. What will we do? We will take the constant out and we'll differentiate it. Okay, this is what will you do? Take the constant in the down. Okay, now decrease the power by 1. Okay, 5 sevens is what? 35 into x raised to the power 6. This is your answer. Let us take some other example also. Okay, first it is ddx of 8x. It is ddx of 8x. What will you do? Take the constant out. Yes, take the constant out. Okay, I have taken the 8 out. Okay, it is not x, it is 8 times x plus x up to how many times? Up to 8 times. So what will you do? ddx of x is what? We have just learned, whenever we differentiate a function with respect to itself only, okay, the answer is always 1. The answer is always 1. So the answer to this question is what? 8. Answer to this question is 8. Okay, let us learn another one. Yes, I am proceeding towards another one. Okay, fifth one is, yes, let us learn. Yes, the fifth one is ddx of sine x. Yes, ddx of sine x. Okay, means the change we used to observe in the function sine, in the trigonometric function sine, with respect to what? X is what? Is cos x. The derivative of sine x is cos x. The derivative of cos x is what? Minus sine x. Okay, let us learn another one. Tan x. The derivative for tan x is what? Secant square x. Is what? Secant square x. Okay, ddx of secant x. Yes, ddx of secant x. That is the change we used to observe in the trigonometric function secant x with respect to what? With respect to x is what? Secant x tan x. Okay, let us learn another one. Cot x. Okay, it is what? Cot x. The answer is minus cosecant square x. The answer is minus cosecant square x. Okay, the 11th one we are learning. The last one we are learning is what? Cosecant x. Is what? Cosecant x. It is what? Minus cosecant x into cot x. Okay, minus cosecant x into cot x. There is if you have observed, there is some okay, symmetry. Yes, there is some symmetry in the derivatives of the function starting with c. The derivatives of the function starting with c. Okay, if the trigonometric function is starting with c, then there is negative sign in the derivatives. Look at there, this function is starting with c, this is cos x. The answer, the derivative is negative. The derivative is negative. The derivative is negative because the function whose derivative we are finding is starting with c. It is what we call the symmetry. Okay, you can also the remaining are positive, but the functions whose derivative we are finding, if it starts with c, then its derivative contains negative sign. Okay, now I'm proceeding towards the 12th one. Yes, I'm proceeding towards the 12th one. Okay, clear? Yes. Yes, I have missed the 9th one. This was the 9th one and this was the 10th one. Now I'm proceeding towards the 11th formula. Okay, the 11th one we are learning. Learn carefully. Yes. Suppose there is not a single function. Yes, there is not the single function. There are so many functions. Okay, and that are the terms, not the factors. I'm talking about the terms only. Suppose they are ddx of u plus v plus w plus dash 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 dash. We don't know how many functions are there, but some functions are there and they are in the terms. They are in the terms. Okay, means that are contained plus sign. Okay, between them plus sign can also be there or minus sign can also be there. Okay, it doesn't matter at all because these are the terms. Terms contains the negative and the positive sign between them. Okay, now what will you do? How will you differentiate it? You will just do separation, ddx of u plus ddx of v. Okay, keeping them as terms only, ddx of w and dash 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 dash. Okay, hope so you're getting a point. Now I'm proceeding towards the 12th one. If you have any doubt regarding the topic we are learning, you can also comment in the comment box. If you want to suggest something, you can also comment in the comment box, or we can also check via WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number is written on the board. Okay, now we're learning, we are proceeding towards the 12th formula. Yes, we're proceeding towards the 12th formula. This is the 12th formula we're learning. Okay, ddx. Yes, here we're learning the product rule. Here we're learning the product rule. If two functions are there and they are in product, if they are in multiplication, then what rule you will have to apply? You will have to apply the product rule. You will have to apply the product rule. So let us learn the product rule here. ddx of, suppose two functions are there. I have given the first function named as u and second function as v. Okay, ddx of u into v. Two functions are there. Okay, they are in multiplication. They are not the terms. We have learned in the last formula that if two terms, three terms, four terms, so many terms are there, if they are separated by plus sign and minus sign, that is the terms, we'll just separate. We'll separately do the differentiation of that. Okay, but here we'll have to apply what? We'll have to apply the product rule. Okay, what product rule says? First into derivative of second. Yes, first into derivative of second plus second into derivative of first. Okay, clear? U into derivative of v plus v into derivative of u. Okay, first into derivative of second plus second into derivative of first. Okay, first into derivative of second plus second into derivative of first. Clear? U into derivative of v plus v into derivative of u. Clear? Yes. This was the product rule. This was the product rule. Okay. Suppose two functions are there. I am giving you the example. Suppose two functions are there. ddx of x sine x. Okay. Suppose the first function is x and the second function is sine x. The formula is first into derivative of second, or you can also say u into derivative of first plus v into derivative of u. Okay. If you are doing the derivative of v, the u remains unchanged. Okay, it will be as such. If you are doing derivative of u, then v will be as such. Okay, clear? Now ddx of x sine x suppose we are to do, then how will we do? First function is x first into derivative of second, that is a sine x plus sine x into derivative of first. Okay, we have just learned now. ddx of sin x is what? It is cos x plus sin x. ddx of x, whenever we differentiate a function with respect to itself only, the answer is always 1. The answer is always 1. So the answer will be what? X cos x plus sin x. X cos x plus sin x. Okay. Hope so you have understood the what rule? This is what rule? This is the product rule. This is the product rule. Okay. Getting the point? Now, yes, we are learning the quotient rule here. Yes, we are learning the quotient rule here. ddx of u by v. ddx of u by v. Okay. Now let us learn the what rule? Here we are learning the what rule? Quotient rule. This is what rule? Quotient rule. Yes. Here u is divided by what? V. Here u is divided by v. Therefore, this rule is what called? This rule is called quotient rule. This rule is called quotient rule. Suppose this is the numerator and this is the denominator. Suppose this is also the numerator, this is the denominator. Okay, you can also learn it as the square of the denominator. Yes, the square of the denominator. Okay, the square of the denominator. You can simply say v square, v as it is, ddx of u minus. Here we have differentiated u. Now v as such. Okay, ddx of u. Now u as such and ddx of v. Okay, denominator ka square, denominator, ddx of numerator minus numerator as it is, and ddx of denominator. Okay, in the denominator there will be square of the denominator, and in the numerator, denominator first, derivative of numerator minus numerator as such, and derivative of denominator. Okay, getting one point. Now suppose the same is there. I am taking the same example. Suppose it is x over, right, cos x. Suppose it is x over cos x. How will you differentiate it? Square of denominator. Yes, denominator as it is. Okay, ddx of numerator minus numerator as it is, ddx of denominator. Denominator is what? Cos x. Denominator is what? Cos x. So this is what? Cos x. ddx of x is what? 1. ddx of x is what? 1. We have learned this thing now, that whenever we used to differentiate a function with respect to itself only, what we used to do? Answer is always 1. What is the differentiation of cos x? What is the differentiation of cos x? As it is starting with v, so its differentiation contains negative sign. The derivative of cos x is minus sin x over cos square x. Okay, this is what? Cos x, negative negative, it will be positive, plus x sin x over cos square x. Okay, we can also further simplify it. A plus b by c. Yes, a plus b by c is what? A by c plus b by c. Okay, this will be what? Cos x over cos square x plus x sin x over cos square x. Okay, one will get 1 by cos x is what? Secant x. Okay, plus x sin x. 1 by cos square x is what? It will be secant square x. You can also take secant x common. It will be what? 1 plus x sin x. Okay, secant x. This is the answer to your question. Okay, hope so you have learned this thing. Okay, clear? Now let's proceed towards the 14th one. Yes, this was the 13th one rule we have learned. Now we're proceeding towards the 14th one. Okay, I'm again saying, if you have any doubt regarding any topic we're learning in this video or in the previous videos we have learned, you just can comment me in the comment box, or we can also do chatting via WhatsApp. Okay, my WhatsApp number is written on the board, 870-8165-770. Okay, now 14th one is ddx of log x. ddx of log x. Okay, ddx of log x is what? 1 by x. ddx of log x is what? 1 by x. Okay, now we are proceeding towards the 15th one. Okay, it is what? Yes, it is in the very second rule. In the very second rule we have learned that whenever there is constant raised to the power variable. Okay, there is constant raised to the power variable. What we used to do, how we used to differentiate it, we just take the power to the bottom and decrease the power by 1. But in this 15th rule, we are learning, yes, that was the variable to the power constant. Okay, variable to the power constant. There was constant in the power, but in this thing, the base is constant and the power is variable. Here, the base was variable and the power is constant. The reverse, they have been reversed now. Okay, there is constant in the power. There is constant in the power here, but here it is variable in the power and it is constant in the base. Okay, constant raised to the power variable. It is what? Constant raised to the power variable. It is variable to the power constant. Okay, so what is the difference? Now let us learn. Write it as such, and whatever the base is, write it with log. Okay, whatever the base is, write it with log. Here we are learning what? Constant to the power variable. Okay, what it was? It was variable to the power constant. Okay, clear? Now let us take some examples for this. Suppose we have to find the derivative of 2 raised to the power x. How will you do? Write it as such. Now what is there in the base? The base is what? 2. So it is 2 raised to the power x log 2. Let us take some another example. Suppose you have to differentiate d dx of 5 raised to the power x. It will be what? 5 raised to the power x log 5. 5 raised to the power x log 5. Okay. Now let's proceed ahead. Yes, we are proceeding towards the last rule. Yes, we are proceeding towards the last rule. Suppose it was what? It was constant raised to the power variable. It was constant raised to the power variable. Okay. Now 16th rule we are learning. Yes, 16th rule we are learning. Okay, d dx of e raised to the power x. d dx of e raised to the power x. If you have forgotten this thing, yes, if you have forgotten this thing, then let me remind you that we have learned this e exponential function. This is what we call the exponential function. It is the constant whose approximate value is 2.718. Whose approximate value is 2.718. Okay, clear? Now, as it is also what? It is constant, because the value, approximate value of e is 2.718, so it will be treated as constantly. Okay, not variable. Constant raised to the power variable. Okay, how will you do? How will you do? We have just learned. Write it as such. Okay, now what is the base? The base is e here. Base is e here. So it will be what? It will be log e. It will be log e. So what is the value of log e? We have learned this thing. The value of log e is 1. The value of log e is 1. Okay, e raised to the power x. E raised to the power x. So what is the differentiation for e raised to the power x is e raised to the power x only. Okay, getting my point? Clear? Now, we have learned the formulas we are to use in this chapter. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. You can just comment me in the comment box. If you want to suggest something, you can also comment in the comment box. Right? If you have liked the knowledge, then like the video. Okay, share it with your friends. Share it via WhatsApp or via other social media apps. Okay, subscribe the channel for the upcoming videos. Right? Okay, thank you for watching.